Is politics that does not seek victory possible? The structural dilemma of the path of rebirth. Enormous amounts of tax money are poured into elections.
This is a system that supports the very foundation of democracy, a public decision-making process agreed upon by society.
Because of this, a single question arises. If a political force repeatedly states,
we are not obsessed with winning, or we are not obsessed with seats,
then what exactly is the purpose of their participation in the election? This question is not a mere quibble. Rather, it is an extremely grave issue that touches upon the essence of modern politics. The contradiction of an election not aimed at winning.
Politics, by its nature, is the act of obtaining the authority to make decisions by gaining seats. The practical task of
determining budgets,
gaining systems,
and monitoring the administration
become possible.
In other words, politics cannot be completed through ideology alone. Without power, ideology cannot be implemented. For that reason, the ordinary politician makes getting elected their objective.
This is less about a lust for power
and more about it being the prerequisite for fulfilling one's responsibility. Here, a certain statement has sparked debate. I am not obsessed with winning.
Becoming a member of parliament is not objective.
If you start doing that, you become a politician.
A cynical power seeker.
At first glance, these words sound sincere. From a systemic perspective, a single contradiction emerges!
If you are not obsessed with winning,
is there even a need to run in an election in the first place? Politics as an ideological movement. There is one way to understand this position. It is to view politics not as a struggle for institutional power, but as an ideological movement. In other words, the objective is not winning elections, securing seats, implementing policies, but rather changing the atmosphere of society. This includes activities such as political education, increasing voter turnout, improving political literacy. The idea is that if the consciousness of the citizens changes in the long run, politics will change as well. This way of thinking is not inherently wrong. In fact, it is an essential process for the maturation of democracy. However, this is where a barrier unique to Japanese society appears. Why is politics that changes the atmosphere so difficult in Japan? In the United States, massive movements occasionally arise that overturn the political establishment. Take, for example, the Trump phenomenon. This is not merely the result of an individual's charisma. It is backed by political polarization, a strong culture of public discourse, a history of movement-based politics. Japan is different. Japanese society possesses a culture that avoids conflict, a society that prioritizes consensus, a national character that dislikes rapid change. In the structure, revolutionary politics, ideological movement, radical surges, struggle to spread. In short, in Japan, the very concept of politics that changes the atmosphere is difficult to establish. This is not a question of the maturity of the citizens. Rather, it is a problem of cultural social structure. The meaning of running in an election anyway. So, why run in an election? The answer is Laika!
What is an election? It is the only stage in Japanese society where discussing politics is permitted. In everyday society, politics is avoided, but the election period is different. Street speeches, television, SNS, everything is filled with political topics. In other words, an election is a massive social microphone. If the role is to use that microphone to raise issues, provide political education, and throw questions at society, then the strategy of an election not aimed at winning is, logically speaking, valid. The remaining question, however, the doubt remains. An election is a system operated by public funds. As long as one participates in it, the intent to win, the resolve to bear authority, the responsibility for the results are required. If one devalues victory or defeat, voters may feel, is this not politics, but an ideological movement? And here, the core dilemma of modern politics is born between ideal and institution. Politics has two faces. Ideal politics, the aspiration to change society, and institutional politics, the skill of taking seats and moving reality. Ideals alone do not make politics. Institutions alone make politics rot between these two. Many political movements continue to waver. The phrase, politics that is not obsessed with winning, may also be an ethical resistance to prevent politics from becoming corrupt. But at the same time, it is a phrase that shakes the very conditions that make politics possible. The final question, therefore, the ultimate question is this: does politics exist in order to win? Or does it exist in order to change society? If it is only the former, politics becomes a power game. If it is only the latter, politics becomes an ideological movement. Democracy is a mechanism that eternally maintains a balance between the two. And now, we may be questioning that balance once again. Politics that is not obsessed with winning. Those words sound beautiful, but within the democratic system of this country, one wonders if that can truly be sustained. The vision of the path to rebirth is not a mere electoral strategy, but an ideological movement. Then these strange words. Not obsessed with winning, not obsessed with securing seats, begin to take on a different meaning. Looking back at political history, there are many instances where movements to change the atmosphere existed before the institutions were changed. Ideology spreads first, societal values shift, and only then do the institutions move. The civil rights movement in the US and the women's suffrage movement were initially not about winning elections, but about changing the values of society. If Shinji Ishimaru's vision belongs to this lineage, then an election is not a means to seize power, but a stage to throw questions at society. In other words, the election becomes not a political struggle, but a social experiment. And now, the current leader of the path to rebirth, who has inherited this ideology, proposes a vision of interactive AR co-representatives utilizing large language models. This is not just a story about technology. If AI participates in political debate, politics will not only be about human emotions or partisan interests, but could transform into a space of knowledge and logic. The younger generation will be the one that interacts most naturally with AI. A near infinite amount of knowledge, an intelligence that always responds, and a conversational ability akin to counseling. AI has the potential to hold stronger influence than any previous medium. At the same time, it exists alongside personal data issues, information bias, and manipulation by algorithms. To speak in extremes, it could be said that even psychological manipulation becomes easily accessible to anyone. Perhaps only an AI partner can serve as the barrier against that. And now, a generation is growing up that interacts daily with 2D characters in augmented reality. For them, the boundary between digital and reality is far more ambiguous than for previous generations. That is precisely why the attempt to bring an AI into the space of political debate holds great potential while simultaneously requiring careful design and social alerting. It is a challenge to expand future political participation, and at the same time, an attempt to question political literacy in a new era. If the path to rebirth is a long-term ideological movement, then the target is not just current voters. Rather, it may be the generations who are about to become voters, the youth and the students. There is research suggesting that political views are formed between the late teens and early 20s and remain surprisingly fixed throughout the rest of life. That is why, historically, ideological movements have spread from places like education, debate, and students. If the path to rebirth is moving on such a timeline, then its activities look slightly different from those of ordinary political parties, because it appears to have as its very objective increasing the number of political participants rather than increasing the number of seats.
not a political party, but an ideological movement, then what kind of existence will it become within the system of democracy? Is it a party? Is it a movement? Or is it a new form of politics that shakes the boundaries between them? And there is another difficult problem, the distance between the movement and future voters.
Speaking of ideology and manipulating ideology,
They seem similar,
but they are entirely different things.
particularly in Japanese society. Political influence on the younger generation inevitably triggers the suspicion, is this not ideological manipulation? That is precisely why explaining what the path to rebirth aims to be, whether it is a party, an ideological movement, or a new form of politics, becomes crucial. Both for its current supporters and for the voters of the future. In a society like Japan, can an ideological movement actually be established? And is a politics that changes the atmosphere truly possible? Furthermore, are the members within it participating out of genuine conviction? Or is this a solitary movement of the leader alone? What exactly is the path to rebirth?